Hello my friends, I'm Kayla and it's time for a book haul. It's not just a book haul, it's a very organized book haul. And I'm going to tell you all of the groups of books that I'm going to then talk about. I haven't done a book haul in 4 months. And so there's a lot here. So I'm going to show you about 40 books that I have already read, and those fit into 3 different categories. First stack is books that I purchased and enjoyed enough that I will be keeping, and they will become a part of my bookshelves. There's no room on my bookshelves, but they will become a part of my book collection. The next stack of books is books that I purchased that I didn't enjoy and will be leaving my collection at the end of the year. So this is kind of like a haul and an unhaul at the same time, because 2 months from now, I will no longer own these. My third stack of books that I've already read from this haul is books that I originally read as library books, liked them so much I went out and bought myself a physical copy to add to my book collection. So there's about 40 books there, I think. And then I have 30 books that I haven't read. That's this stack, and an aardvark book box that we need to open together. I think the most exciting stack for me to go through is books that I liked enough that I wanted to purchase them, because like obviously you know I really liked these ones if I wanted to buy them. A lot of them are romantasy. We've got Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I really wanted this edition because I think it's beautiful. I had to get them from the UK, so I probably should have done the entire collection because I do plan to continue. It's a cozy fantasy romance with steam. We have a paladin and a woman. She runs some kind of business. It doesn't say on here. I want to say it was a perfumery. I hope I'm thinking of the right book. I also picked up A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. This is a story of a girl and a changeling, and she is deciding between 2 magical boys. Dear Lord. Empire of Shadows by Jacqueline Benson. I swapped over all of my tabs from my library copy that I was accidentally writing in, and this one is about this woman. We're way far in the past, and she is discovering the truth about pre-Columbian history, and she's also falling in love. It's a lamplight fantasy, so there's mythology and such in there. Let's continue with the romance. I loved Forget Me Not. She's a wedding planner. They're exes. This one is The Love of My Afterlife, where this woman dies, but she gets one chance to go back and find the person that she thinks she's supposed to be with. And then Mrs. Nash's Ashes is a road trip romance that I liked, where she is going to fulfill a friend of hers wishes, and she ends up not being able to get there by herself, and she goes with this stranger and they fall in love. I also picked up Who is Maud Dixon. This one I found discounted, so I was like, I might as well add it to my shelves because it's only a couple dollars. And my thriller shelf is the one that is a little bit lacking, so any opportunity that I find a 4-star, 5-star mystery or thriller, I need to purchase. This one, there's like this woman who is being the ghostwriter for this author, and then things get messy and twisty from there. I picked up If an Egyptian Cannot Speak English by Noor-Naga. This is what just because this is one of my favorite books of the year, so I figured I should probably own all of those. The pitch is 2 unnamed characters meet and fall in love. It's not necessarily a romance. It's dark and violent and a lot about society. And then this one I read last year, and I found this at the library book sale recently. The Known World by Edward P. Jones was one of the books that I read in the New York Times Best Books of the Century list that I actually thought was quite good. We have a black farmer who was formerly enslaved, and his wife has to take over the estate's responsibilities, a historical fiction. So those are the ones that I bought that I knew that I wanted to own. And then these ones I guess I won't spend too much time on because I didn't like them enough to want to keep them. Hot Wax by M.L. Rio, a little bit of a disappointment. Childhood on the road with her father's band, and as an adult reflecting on things. When Hobby Dump Mari by Mia Sosa, a romance where I just don't think the chemistry was there for me. I've been thinking if I want to keep A Game in Yellow by Haley Piper, maybe I will, because it was a 3-point something. And sometimes I keep 3-point somethings, but all the ones facing out are 4s and 5s. At least they should be, don't look too closely. How do I describe this one? Oh, erotica, horror erotica. There is a play that if these people read it, it gives them ecstasy or does something dangerous. Behooved, I can't wait to get this out of my house. This is a romance between a woman and a man who shapeshifts into a horse. Sweet Heat by Bolu Babalola is a sequel to Honey and Spice, one of my favorite romances, and they just have a second chance. They didn't need it. They should have just stayed together. I Can Fix Her by Ray Wilde. Actually, what did I give this one? I think I gave it a 3 point something. I might keep it because I like to recommend horror novellas. This is like hard to really fit into a category, and it's mostly just about this relationship between these two women, and the world around them is kind of changing. I don't think it went in the direction that I wanted it to, but it was interesting. Thrown in the Dark, we're in my romantasy exploration era. Some of it obviously went well because I purchased some of them, but Thrown in the Dark and Radiance, I'm trying to not remember what they are, so those happened. Bone Dance, Emma Bull, barely remember that one. And then I have a couple of book box ones. These both came from Aardvark. I think Aardvark's picks are so good, and obviously just not everything is gonna work for me. Witch You Would was a little too goofy, this reality show witchy competition, mostly romance. And then Blood on Her Tongue, I feel like I can't remember when this was a pick, but I haven't done a haul since June, so I think this came out since then. Or at least even if it was selection earlier in the year, I picked it up recently. And this is a gothic novel. Oh yeah, we have twins, and one of them is like going insane, and the other twin has to come and support her and fight against the people who are assuming that she's crazy. I also got You Weren't Meant to Be Human from Aardvark. This one is like this insect colony and the people being impacted by it, like who find solace in this kind of cult, but also are negatively impacted. That was a strange one. Oh my gosh, this one also came from Aardvark. Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. This one was just not for me, but I definitely would recommend it actually to a lot of people. It's a medieval kind of horror. There are religious figures who are affecting this estate or manor or something, and then there's a couple people who can see through the influence that they're creating. I also purchased We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. Actually, I should say, I didn't purchase these ones. I'm saying like it's a stack of things that I bought. I didn't actually buy these. I'm an Aardvark affiliate, so they let me just pick out whichever books I want every month. And then I purchased We Love You Bunny, which like I kind of want to keep just because it's a part of, I don't know, it feels like a part of my channel and my legacy. It's a sequel to my legacy, to Bunny. But I don't think I should keep it because I really didn't like it. But I also knew I wouldn't like it. What am I doing? How much did I pay for that? $35. At least I made some content out of it. Okay. Switching gears. These are the ones that I'm going to keep that I purchased. The Second Death of Locke, I gave it 3 point something. I feel like I want to keep this because there's not a ton of fantasy that I love. And this is a good one that I think I have a couple people in mind who I want to recommend, or I want to lend this out to. We have these two characters who have their magic tied to one another, and it's just an action-packed book of them going on a quest to accomplish something. We Met Like This by Casey West is a romance between, oh yeah, this girl and a guy on a dating app. They keep encountering each other on this dating app. They gave it a chance one time, it didn't work out, and now they're going to try again. I also purchased Dune, which I read years ago, and I just saw this edition at the thrift store, and so I thought I would spend a couple dollars on it because the one that I have is back here somewhere. It's a little raggedy and it's a pocket book, a mass market paperback, and I love it and I want to keep it, but I think the cover also has fallen off, so I just thought I would have this version to display because it's one of my favorite books. But I probably wouldn't have bought it full price. The View Was Exhausting, I found in a little free library. It's a romance between these two like wealthy or celebrity individuals, and just kind of the turmoil that happens between their relationship and lives. Headshot I also found in a free little library. This is by Rita Bullwinkle, and it covers this boxing event and all of the teenage girls participating. Spread Me by Sarah Gailey is a sci-fi horror about this parasite that infiltrates this research study. It was fun. Close Your Eyes and Count to 10, I gave it 3.75, and I'm going to hold on to because again, I need things on that thriller shelf. This is about an extreme game of hide and seek. I'm also going to keep the Raven Boys graphic novel, even though I gave this a 3, just because it's the Raven Boys graphic novel. Another mystery that worked for me that I know it didn't for a lot of people, With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. It's a train ride and a woman who wants to get revenge. In the romantasy, I don't think I hauled this last time. I think the video I read this for, I've done since that last haul. But it takes, maybe I do remember hauling this. It takes place in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, but trust you don't need to know anything about that to enjoy. A book of the month pick, oh my god, got a 4-star from me. This haunted possessed. I really think we should be calling it a possession story, not a haunted story. We have this girl and her sisters, their mother died and they all kind of had a tumultuous relationship with her, and it's coming to understand her more and the house. And then Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, a journey into hell from these two rival academics to save or just find their professor / advisor. Killer on the Road and the Babysitter Lives, a bind up by Stephen Graham Jones. It's about these teenage girls who are encountering, they're just doing mundane things like traveling down the highway, trying to hitchhike, and then, you know, babysitting for a night, and they encounter paranormal things along the way. The Compound, I feel like I also purchased since the last book haul, but maybe not. It has to do with a reality show in the near future where just the stakes are rising, but also it's very mundane at the same time. And then I think I'll also hold on to The End of the World as We Know It, because, I mean, for one, can I really donate it once I've marked it all up? And also, this is just kind of beautiful, and I would love to have it on my shelves, and it feels like a part of my channel, even though I gave it a 3. It's a collection of stories inspired by The Stand by Stephen King. Okay, so that's everything that I have read. Plenty of stuff that I'm hauling that I have already gotten through, which feels okay that I now have another humongous stack of stuff I haven't read. These all kind of fit in the same category to me, historical romance things. A lot of them, maybe all of them, are parts of series. So last time I hauled what I didn't know was the second book in this series, and so I went out and purchased the first one, The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, which a lot of people have told me is kind of like Veronica Speedwell, and also just the things that I've been enjoying, the romantasy I just showed you. I don't totally know the plot of this, but I have added that one into my life. Speaking of Veronica Speedwell, this is the 9th book in the series, A Grave Robbery. Found this on sale. Very excited. Don't really know the plot. You know, it's historical murder mystery with Veronica and Stoker and their love story. Then 10,000 Stitches is the sequel to Half a Soul, which I have right here, which is a fairy-based thing. And I didn't know if I would ever continue in the series, but again, saw this very, very cheap somewhere and decided I should just grab it because I saw it there. And then this one, A Most Agreeable Murder. I think I had a couple people recommend to me. It's by Julia Seals. This one, again, was a thrifted find. But we have a feisty, passionate main character who doesn't fit into the definition of a true lady. She's obsessed with crime, and I think it's going to be a murder mystery. Then where should we go from there? I think I have more romance things. This one I picked up, Friends to Lovers, was an impulse buy when I was at the bookstore one day, and I was planning on reading it for a specific video and then didn't, and so now it's just kind of sitting on my bookshelves. Best friends, Joni and Ren have been inseparable since childhood. Oh yeah, and they decide to be each other's +1s for any weddings that they attend. But then they had a moment similar to like the people we meet on vacation that rocked their friendship, and now they're trying to come back together. I do want to read this, but now it feels like a summer kind of book, and maybe I'll hold on to it until next year. I think this, I mean, it says A Love Like the Sun, so this must be a romance as well, by Briss M. Nielsen. This one, again, I just saw on sale, but someone recommended this to me, I think, or it was on a list or something. I heard about it before I walked into the bookstore and saw it. Lene and Isaac have been best friends since childhood. Okay, so we're just doing Friends to Lovers aggressively next year. Oh, they start working at like a summer job together because she needs to keep her business afloat and he's gonna help her. That sounds great. Then I purchased, maybe against my better judgment, You Again, just because I've been seeing people mention this, I think on TikTok, as far like things that, I don't know, feel like Gilmore Girls or are full of yearning. I just know that I've seen this pop up and I've taken screenshots of it multiple times, even though I think it's gonna be a more intense romance, but maybe I'm wrong. I think it's Hate to Love. Yeah, okay, these two people don't like each other. Their paths cross after ego bruising breakups, and they become friends without benefits until I guess they fall in love. I also grabbed this one, the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, which people have told me I will not actually like, and I probably should have picked up the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore or the Christmas Tree Farm instead, because maybe this plot isn't for me. But this series is like cozy romance with a little bit of steam, and this one does have the pressure of taking care of young children, so there's that. This one, I Did Something Bad, I think is a mix of a thriller and a romance. We have a woman who is a journalist. She's gonna get the scoop on Tyler Tunn, Hollywood's hottest movie star. I didn't read this before I bought it for $2 at the library book sale. Tyler has a very private life, but our main character is in a park one night threatened by this man, and Tyler steps in and saves her, and now they're gonna work together to figure out like who he was or what happened. But also they have to keep a secret because I think maybe they injured or killed that man. So it's definitely Finley Donovan vibes in my mind. Let's move into a mystery thriller kind of vibe. People have been telling me I'm gonna like Count My Lies by Sophie Stava. So I did buy it. Sloane is a liar. Harmless lies mostly. Sloane sees a young girl in tears at the park, and she tells her dad that she's a nurse to help him out, and now suddenly she's the nanny, but she's keeping secrets. But maybe also the family is keeping secrets. I've got Night Crawling, which I saw a lot of people talking about like a couple years ago, and it's always just been in the back of my mind. A dazzling novel about a young Black woman who walks the streets of Oakland, a debut that announces a blazingly original voice. Okay, that's not helpful for the plot. This is also like general fiction, I think, but with mystery thriller vibes. She, the main character, gets involved in night crawling. She's working on various investigations with the Oakland Police Department, and it doesn't really say too much about the plot other than that. I grabbed Hafsatu Bebi by Fatima Bala because of one singular TikTok that I took a screenshot of, because the way that they pitched it just sounded so interesting. It's a story of two women, unconnected yet related, birthed in the same society. While facing different realities, they struggle to balance ugly truths and well-intentioned sins. When it all comes crashing down, leading to loss of self and identity crises, truths they fought so hard to hide become revealed. Can they recognize themselves now that the masks are off? I don't know. It sounded interesting. I also got Skin and Bones by Renee Watson, which I knew at one point what it was, but I just recognized his author's name. I think it's I've read her young adult stuff, but I haven't read, this might be her debut adult novel. Lena is finally getting married, even if it's at 40. She works tirelessly at a fulfilling job to bring the oft-forgotten Black history of Oregon to the masses, feeling fortified by the legacy Black Portlanders left for her, while also feeling burdened by what's been passed down generation after generation in her family. Lessons and values about faith, love, and beauty. Some of these lessons she wants to hold on to, and some she needs to unlearn. I think it's just generally about motherhood, about self-identity, just this character's life in general. I also grabbed Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. For some reason I thought this was a novella when I bought it online. I read and loved Daughter of the Moon Goddess by her. Maybe she has a different novella that I meant to be picking up, but it was inexpensive, so this was my pick. As the heir, I hope this is an adult novel. We have an heir to a throne. She has to serve the immortals, so she's poisoned. Her grandfather steals an enchanted lotus to save her life. There's betrayal. The gods want punishment. It sounds a lot like the plot of Daughter of the Moon Goddess with like the forbidden magic. Also at the library book sale, I grabbed Park Avenue by Renee Attier. I read the first chapter. I thought it was fine. I wanted to continue eventually. The daughter of Korean bodega owner, she promised herself that she would have every Fifth Avenue luxury when she grew up, and it's all finally within reach. But I think she just becomes to question her riches and her lifestyle. Brotherless Night. This, oh god, it's an ARC version, so where does it say what it's about? A courageous young woman tries to protect her dream of becoming a doctor as civil war devastates Sri Lanka in this searing novel. This one, a lot of people have been talking about. Also from, I have 5 minutes left in my battery, Toward Eternity by Anton Hur. I think I forgot to haul originally when I showed, there was some video where I showed everything I got at the library book sale. In a near future world, a new technological therapy is quickly eradicating cancer. The body cells are entirely replaced with nanites, android cells that not only cure those afflicted, but leave them virtually immortal. We're following a researcher, and I guess she's questioning like the nature of everything that she's participating in. This one came out pretty recently. It was 2024, I want to say, and I was excited to read it, and then I just never got around to it. One Yellow Eye, I just borrowed from the library and had to give back because I didn't get to on time, and now it's here. I think this is like a zombie type story, but it's more about a relationship between a couple people. In the aftermath of a zombie epidemic, a brilliant scientist desperately searches for a cure to the virus while hiding a monumental secret: her undead husband, the last of the known infected, whom she has locked in her guest room. That sounds so good. Okay, I also found The Soul of an Octopus, which honestly I don't really know what it is, but I've heard people talk about it. Like, I know that I've seen it, I guess is what I should say. A surprising exploration into the wonder of consciousness by Cy Montgomery. I also found The Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder, which I had on my radar. I borrowed from the library, I gave it back, and I think I forgot that a lot of people, like people who I follow, really did not like this one. So I now own it, and When will I read it? I'm not sure. We have a woman who receives a letter from this man, an antique dealer, and she then suspects that he's been murdered, and so she's gonna go to like his manor and uncover the truth. I also found Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. This one is about fame and a relationship in the public eye. Oh, this one I put in books I purchased. I didn't purchase this. I stole this from my mom. This is The Treasure Hunt. Well, I guess I did purchase it. I got it for her birthday or Christmas last year. And it's now gonna be my Literally Dead book club pick. We're doing the live show this weekend. And it's about treasure hunters, multiple different people coming to the same place and the connection that they build. I also got these two from the library book sale. Tiny Nightmares, which I tried to take the sticker off. I know all the hacks for taking the sticker off. I'm just also very impatient, so I just tried to scrape it off, but I will go back and do it properly. This is a collection of short stories. This, I think, showed up on one of those lists that was like horror authors recommend their favorite horror reads, and that was on it, and I think that's how I originally heard of it. And then Blood Test by Charles Baxter just looks very interesting. This is the kind of book that has a really not clear synopsis to me, and so I wouldn't want to purchase it full price because like I don't really know what it is, and so seeing it for a couple dollars has convinced me. It's just like the blurb is written in the way where it's talking about the author at the same time and like what the book is doing, as opposed to just what the fuck the book is about. So I don't really get it. We have a character who submits to a predictive blood test, but I don't even really understand what that means. And then something. People are messy around him. He has an ex-wife. He has teenagers. There are these people creating drama in his life. There's a final battle. No spoilers, but there is one. Like, what? This bracing novel reminds us to choose the best people to love, accept the ones we love, even if we didn't choose them, and love them all well. I hope the book is written better than the synopsis. This one is Why I Love Horror. It's an essay collection edited by Becky Siegel Spratford, which has a bunch of my favorite authors. I'm reading this for my besties book club. So we have a live show in a couple weeks where we're just gonna go through each essay by each of the authors. There's like Josh Mallerman and Paul Tremblay and Tanana Reeve-Dew and Grady Hendrix and their relationship with horror. And I think that will be great. I got The Works of Vermin by Huron Ennis. I think this coming week, I'm going to have a vlog about this and other bug books. All I know is it's a bug book. I feel like at one point I probably knew the synopsis, but I don't now. And then The Burial Tide by Neil Sharpson. I read the first chapter of, definitely want to continue at some point. A woman like wakes up from being dead, I don't really know, and she's on this island and the doctors only want to help people who are currently dead. I don't really get it, but Neil Sharpson's vibe is very good for me. And then I have two more Aardvark picks. Hopefully they go better than the other ones that I picked up. A Land So Wide by Aaron A. Craig. I haven't been hearing great things about, so it's hard to feel encouraged to read this one. Takes place in the Canadian wilderness. A man comes to town and he's pursued by a creature. And then there's like the truth behind the small town's origins and everything like that. The Once and Future Me by Melissa Pace. I really want to read by the end of the year. This sounds like something totally up my alley, where we have this woman. She can like time travel or see the future or the past or something like that. And it's in 1954. And so she just gets committed and all the doctors are like, no, you're crazy. And then there's a man who shows up who knows her and wants to help her out of the situation. Okay, and then finally, as I run out of time, my last one, my Aardvark pick of the month. I just grabbed one thing, and it's One Bad Night and Other Stories. One Bad Night, the titular story, is by my favorite author, Stephen Graham Jones. I would pick this up just for that, but I think this is basically a bunch of authors who Aardvark has highlighted, who has picked books from before, and got them to write short stories for this anthology. Like, this is the only place you can get this anthology. There's no audiobook. I don't even know if, I doubt there's an ebook. This is something so unique from Aardvark that I'm just really excited to pick up. We've got Kylie Lee Baker, Rachel Harrison, S.A. Barnes, and Stephen Graham Jones, who I've read from before, and then authors, maybe I have read a Kate Chronostar actually, and then Del Sandine is on my TBR, CJ Lead, Jennifer Thorne. Oh yeah, Underneath is so pretty too. I am just so hyped to read this. I might just read a story a day for the next like week, and then I'll put this in my wrap up. And that's it for me. That's everything that I purchased in the last 4 months or was sent to me, things that I've read, things that I haven't. If anything intrigues you, let me know. If there's anything you want me to prioritize, can't promise anything. We're getting to the end of the year. I need to do like an end of year TBR where I organize like everything I absolutely have to get to. And if you think one of these should be in there, then let me know. And I will see you in another video soon. Bye!